Where is my ring?
Oh man, this is interesting.
Wow, so that's a no.
She's
Boris is cancelled. Hey guys, welcome to our very first boyfriend tag conversation about love. This is Bay.
Hey guys.
Bay flew from South Africa to come visit his future wife, and now here we are to tell you about our story.
Yeah.
This is your first time on camera.
It is.
And how do you feel?
Nervous. Nervous for a couple of reasons. Nervous because I've never been on camera, but also nervous because I really love you and we're talking about our love and it's gonna be out there and
for the world.
You know, we're gonna be judged and people are gonna see us.
I know.
For who we really are and how intimate we are. So that's it's kind of nerve-wracking, but also kind of exciting, to be honest, because.
But also because like you work in finance, you have such a serious job.
Yep.
You're out here like consulting for banks and shit.
Yep.
And I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. So I don't even know how this happened. Like we are like exact opposites. But at the same time, we're literally the same person.
So what do you think this is then? Like, how do we find ourselves, you know, in love? In love. I guess this is our everyday conversation, right? We talk about this every single day. Like, how do two people who are so different yet so similar,
and with zero odds of meeting
each other?
We met 4 months ago through a mutual friend online and only saw each other for the first time
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
What was your first impression, like when you first laid eyes on me? What was your first thoughts?
I thought, what a fucking beaut. She is stunning. Like I saw you and you were wearing like a yellow crop top jean thing.
Oh, is that what I was wearing?
Yeah, and you had on your favorite.
Of course, I was naked.
You had on your favorite heels, those sort of pinkish
sparkly heels.
Sparkly heels, those ones.
I love how you wear suits every day, but I wear pink sparkly heels and booty shorts.
And booty shorts every day. And I just looked at you and I was like,
yeah,
she's stunning.
Thank you, Boris.
So that was my first impression of you.
Were you nervous that we weren't gonna get along? Because I kind of was.
Yeah, I wasn't. I wasn't because
you knew.
I just knew. Like I really just knew that we were gonna have the best chemistry. And we were gonna get along. And that's exactly what happened.
My first impression of you when I first saw you, I was like, oh my god, he's a real person. Like, he's not just pixels on the screen. I was like, wow, he's so cute. Like, you have like a cuteness. I think maybe it's because we were both awkward. But you're just so cute with your like muscular arms. But yeah, I was just really overwhelmed. Your energy was very calming. And I think that was also shocking. Well, your energy is always calming. Like, you're always zen. Which is also wild because I'm a Gemini, like bouncing off the walls all the time. And you're a Taurus, earth sign, just like grounded. And I'm always up in the air. So I feel like we balance each other. Or you balance me. I don't know if I balance you. You're very zen. You feel like a meditation.
Wow.
Wow, that was deep.
That was deep.
That was deep. Am I a poet?
Like, you must be. Like,
must be.
Wow.
First question. When did you know you were in love with me?
When did I know I was in love with you?
Are you in love with me?
I am in love with you.
Or do you just love me?
Both.
Okay.
I love you and I'm in love with you. I knew I was in love with you when I bought the ticket to New York to come visit you.
What made you do that? Like, did you wake up one morning and were just like...
Yeah, a lot of my decisions tend to be like that. A lot of my like heartfelt decisions tend to be very like spontaneous. I guess impulsive as well. But yeah, I think I just like we had been speaking about sort of like getting to see each other for a while. There was something sort of like brewing in my head. I don't know about you, but in my head it was like, damn, I really want to see this girl. I want to meet this girl. And I guess also just added to the fact that I already wanted to come to New York as well.
Mm-hmm.
I already wanted to come and just check out what it's like. I was considering moving here. So yeah, like when you came around, sort of that sort of consideration became more intense. And it had been in my head for a while. One day I just woke up and I just thought, fuck it, I'm going to New York. And then I bought a ticket. And then I sent you my itinerary to your email.
I know, and I was shook. And now you're here.
And now I'm here. Yeah, when did you know that you were in love with me? Are you in love with me?
Am I? Who knows? No, I'm kidding. Funny enough, I was the first to say it. So that's how I knew, because I don't wear my heart on my sleeve typically. I'm also a slow burn, so it takes me forever to even like catch feelings.
Same.
So this was quick. I think for me it was like shortly after our first fight, because it was really intense. It was a lot. When I didn't cancel you, I don't like fight with guys or like have a fight of that magnitude and then just continue on. So that made me realize like, wow, I actually really value this human being, and like I wanna keep him in my life. So that's the decision that I made, even though my ego was like, nah, delete him. But my intuition and my heart were like, no, let's like continue. Let's see where this goes. So I feel like that was a sign that this is the love of my life.
I am the love of your life.
I am. I mean, you are.
You're also the love of your life.
It was such a Gemini thing for me to say.
This is her on a regular basis. She stares at herself in the mirror for like 20 minutes.
If you don't love yourself, who will love you?
Whoa.
This is how I'm able to love you so well, because I love myself so deeply.
Agreed.
So my cup runneth over. Like I have enough.
You have
love.
enough for everyone. For
everyone. Like I'm just out here being abundant.
Okay. What have you learned about love from being with each other?
Ooh. What I've learned about love from being with you is that it's not a game. We all, especially women, we're like conditioned to think that you have to be or act or do certain things in order for like someone to love you. And like one of my biggest fears was that because I don't conform to so many societal expectations and norms and etc., that I was like low-key unlovable. But because you're so accepting, your love has no conditions. I feel like I've learned that like you actually don't have to perform. You can just be, and like that's enough. Who knew?
Who knew?
What have you learned from me?
What I've learned about love from being with you, it's kind of similar to what you were saying, but essentially what I've learned is true love is organic. It's like it just kind of just happens. You don't wake up one morning and think, oh yeah, I'm gonna start loving this person. I'm gonna start showing them love. And I'm gonna, work towards loving them. Then you just sort of wake up one morning and you're like, damn, I'm in love with this person.
I don't know. I feel like everyone always says that love is a choice.
Yeah.
So do you feel like every day you have to wake up and choose
to be with you? No, I don't. So I don't feel like I have to choose to be with you. I feel like I just want to be with you. It's not like I have to wake up and think, I fought with Bobo last night. Should I be happy with her? Should I be nice to her? I always want to be nice to you, even when we're mad. You know this. Even when we're fighting, I always want I want to cuddle you. I want to touch you. Even when I'm mad at you, I still want to love you. That's pretty much what I've learned about love and being with you. So that it's organic. It's not something that you have to force. It just kind of happens.
How do you think we manifested each other?
Yeah, I didn't know until I guess recently. Like I had an epiphany. Well, I think the way I manifested you was after my previous relationship. I was quite jaded for quite a while, and I was just sort of not. I just wasn't trying to be in any kind of romantic relationship. sort of the lessons that I learned from that relationship was that, you know, I settle too much, and I allow myself to deal with people's bullshit just because I love them. Around February or January this year, I just decided, you know what, I'm done with, you know, giving people time or giving time to people who don't deserve it, and giving affection and love to people who don't deserve it. And I kind of just decided internally, the next person that I'm really gonna like love and be with, she's gonna be a fucking like goddess. Like she needs to be the kind of woman that like I look at and I think about and I'm like, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Nothing less than that. If I can't look at my wife, think of my girlfriend, whatever, in that way, then she just shouldn't be my girlfriend or my wife or anything. Nothing.
Were you actively pursuing someone like me?
No, actually, and that's the thing. It's like I wasn't pursuing romance at all. Like I told you, I was actually done with it. I was like, look, I don't think I'm gonna find this person anytime soon, because this person probably doesn't exist at the moment. I literally had just accepted that I'm not gonna have a girlfriend for a while.
Really?
And then you came about.
And then everything changed.
Yeah,
it was the same for me. It's funny. I was just also at a point where I was like, I'm done. I was done with men. I was very much like, men are trash. Well, I'm still about men are trash. But I was ready to ship every man onto another planet. So I had just completely detached from the expectation of like finding bae. In the beginning, it was like out of a place of bitterness, and then it transitioned from being that to just being content with being single and being content with the idea of being single forever. And just knowing that if I am, like, I actually won't die because I'm just enough, like, I'm chill. So I stopped looking, stopped pursuing, just started doing my own thing, practicing self-love. And then suddenly this alien comes along and I'm like, oh, I like aliens. And now here we are. What did you learn from your last relationship that has helped you maintain or has helped you love me? Also, and add on to that question, do you feel like your last relationships were leading you up to this one?
Yeah, I think, I'm going to start with the second part of the question. I think so. Because I think all human interaction anyway prepares you for your next human interaction or your next interaction. So I think everything that happens in your life sort of has some sort of a purpose, even if it's like underlying and even if it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
There's some reason why it's happening.
Facts.
Yeah, I do think all my previous relationships or even flirtationships have been leading up to this moment and who I am today. And I think who I am today is also going to lead up to who I'm going to be tomorrow. Every experience accumulates. So I do think, yes, my previous relationships have been building up to this. And what have I learned that has, from my previous relationships that have helped me to love you better? One of the big things is just to be more vulnerable, more open to just being out there and just saying how I feel. So that's something I decided to practice more. It's something I've done with you intentionally. Intentionally is not to say like it's performative. It's more like to say I want to be open about my emotions with Bobo, and I think it's gonna help us if she understands me. She knows where I'm coming from. She knows how I feel about her, how I feel about specific things. I think it'll give her context, and I learned this from past relationships, from the fact that many girls that I had been with had told me multiple times, Boris, I never know what you're thinking. I never know what you're thinking. You're so quiet, you're so calm, you're so reserved. I don't know what you're thinking, and that gives me stress. So I decided, actually, you know what? Maybe there's something to be learned here. Let me practice and apply being vulnerable and just opening up and just sort of just saying how I feel, and let's see how that works. And like you said, I think it's worked out relatively well. That's one of the things that I've learned from my previous relationships that's helped me love you better. Yeah, what about you?
What have I learned?
By the way, I like this conversation because I feel like
Same.
there's a couple of things that have come up
That haven't come up before.
Yeah, that hadn't come up before. A couple of things that have come up that we both thought and are not just being confirmed.
There is, because I've also learned that like a huge part of loving someone is teaching, but also learning. You actually have to teach someone how to love you.
Yeah.
Because no one is psychic and no one can read your mind.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it's better to just assume that everyone sees you as an alien. You need to literally treat your romantic partner the way you would treat a 3-year-old. In the same way that we give so much grace to, like, if your 3-year-old child throws a bowl of spaghetti on the floor that you just spent 2 hours making, you'll be like, oh, she's probably tired, like this. But if Bae does that, you are cancelled. But like, if Bae does something trash, we're not as forgiving and like as quick to give grace. Whereas I'm learning to be like, okay, he did this and it came across as this to me, but he probably did this because of A, B, C, and D. Instead of just jumping to the conclusion that you did something intentionally to hurt me because you're trash.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the learning curve.
That is. So that's quite interesting because I think as well, in general, it also helps to remember, you know, in all situations, to remember how your love feels. Right?
Ooh.
So.
What do you mean?
So I think a lot of the time when people are like, you know, are not understanding each other or fighting or, I don't know, in some sort of uncomfortable situation, it's very easy to be overwhelmed by that uncomfortable situation or by the feeling of that uncomfortable situation. The feeling of anger, the feeling of sadness, the feeling of, you know, uncertainty, thinking, oh, this guy probably did this and this and this, So it's very easy to just have that one singular thought in your head. And it's very easy to forget how it actually feels to love and be loved by this person.
I'm screaming. I never thought of this.
So I think what you then give yourself the chance to do by being patient and by thinking, oh, actually, what do I think this guy was trying to do?
Yeah.
Or what could he have possibly meant by this? So it's essentially you're giving yourself the time and your heart the time to remember this is who he is and this is how it feels to be with him. And hence, actually, maybe he didn't mean it in the worst possible way. Just sort of like consider things, not necessarily give him the benefit of doubt. You know, maybe he did mean something fucked up, but sort of like give yourself time to remember who is he. Does this align with what I know of him? Does this align with who he is and stuff like that? So, so I think that learning curve, that patience, that learning to just sort of consider things and look at your partner and think, is this him? Is this his personality? And is this her? Is this her personality? Does this make sense? Just it also just avoids a lot of like rash decisions. And makes things easier, makes life easier, makes loving them easier, makes forgiving easier.
That is fact. Thank you for that, Dr. Phil.
Don't mention it.
Speaking of hardships and ease, what are your thoughts on us being long distance?
Yeah.
Do you think it's sustainable?
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I think us being long distance, having started long distance, actually probably was a good thing because I think,
same as fuck. I agree fully.
I think it has given us, again, and it comes back to what I was saying just now, is that it's given us the time to actually learn things about each other without all the fluff and all the pressure and all the expectations and all the all the other things that get added to the mix when you are boyfriend and girlfriend and physically with each other. For example, this is a concrete example actually. The first time we actually saw each other face to face, I came across as not excited, not as excited as you. And if you hadn't known me before that, if you had not known how my personality is, you would have been like, fuck this guy, he doesn't like me, he hates me, bye, never speaking to him ever again, right? But because we actually got to know each other over the phone, over WhatsApp, over video call, it just makes things easier. Like literally we got in and from day one, there's just been this pure instant chemistry.
Yeah.
And it's just gone really like smoothly. So I think, so that's a really long answer to your question, but the second part, is it sustainable? I think in the short term, yes. In the long term, it's very difficult to keep it long distance. So I don't think our love will die out, but I think just we're gonna have an urge, like a need.
There's gonna be frustration.
Frustration, yeah, to be together. That, if not satisfied, at least, you know, temporarily or, you know, once in a while, will build up and sort of make things difficult for us. And, you know, it's gonna make things really volatile in the sense that, like, if we fight once, like, all these other built up emotions are not gonna come in and like add to the feeling of, and the emotion of being angry. Like, oh man, I haven't even seen Boris in like 2, 3, 6 months. Like, you know, he's like, he doesn't even care about me anymore, I'm sure. Like, he probably has another girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, all these things. Like, it's just gonna make things really difficult. That being said, I do think like we do have this really unique love, which allows us to sort of still love each other without actually like being physically present. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think it's sustainable? And what do you think about us being long distance in general?
Yeah, I'm glad that we started off long distance, and I also think there's a reason and purpose for everything. I don't think that was coincidence. I think I like always had a paranoia of like when it comes to dating, whether like a guy's into me or whether he's into the idea of me. So having distance really like makes it easier to affirm that our connection is legitimate, because it's not about like how she looks or like sex, and I'm celibate anyway. So it was purely just like cerebral and emotional, and I think that helped. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get tired of the distance. I'm already tired of it, and it's been 4 months. So you have 2 weeks to figure out how we're gonna live in the same city. So, our last question. Would you marry me?
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you proposing?
Low key. Where is my ring?
Oh man, this is interesting.
Wow, so that's a no.
She's
Boris is cancelled after all that.
She surprises me every day, guys. That's the thing. Like, I don't know like what to expect with her. I guess that's one thing I love about you. But yes, yes, I would marry you.
Are you saying that for the cameras, or?
No, I was looking at you and I said that wasn't nice.
Like, why me and not all the other hoes?
First, you're not a hoe, but cool. Why are you? Like marrying you is kind of like winning the lottery. Like, you have this person in your life that is A, so inspirational to you, so you can look up to her, glad you can look up to you, and B, like, so stern and like, you know, do this for us or you're gonna have a problem with me. You push me, right? You push me to my boundaries. You challenge me. You help me be a better person. You make me want to be a better person. Yeah. Every time something happens to me, the first person on the top is you. Like, that's like there's so much. I could go on and on, but I'm gonna stop for the interest of time, so you can also answer the question.
I know.
Would you marry?
Would I marry this guy over here? I've always been so anti-marriage and anti like permanent love, but he's definitely made me rethink my ideas about like whether permanent love is feasible. So I feel like I could like see myself with you like forever, which is wild, but I would. So the long and short is yes. So do you want to just get married now? Like, do you want to do this
on
tomorrow?
camera?
On camera. This is our proposal. You're all invited to the wedding. But yeah, guys. So what's the verdict? Should I keep him? Is he cool? Let me know in the comment section below. If we like him. If enough people say no, he's gone, fam. So, just letting you know.
Guys, don't let her lie to you. If you say no, she'll delete your comments. Trust me. This girl, she's a tyrant. She's a tyrant.
Don't listen to Boris. Anyway, thank you guys for watching our video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see you in the next video.